With aces is interesting. I think we're just gonna jam. Whew, wow, what a nasty spot here. I guess with all the dead money, we just jam the queen. That's some fucked up ranges. This is how I prepare for $350,000 for first final table. Let's get right into it. So, this is the final table. And we imported all of the stacks into paired ICM. What I would do usually is I go into the ICM tier and then I would select the final table, 9-handed, 8-handed, and just drill different scenarios. Because after a couple of hands, the stack sizes change anyway, blinds go up, people bust. But here, this time, we imported all of the stacks the way they are. We managed to do this in time. It's not 100% accurate as our other sims because we only had 2 or 3 days, but we'll still do the job. And that's usually what I would do. I hit the trainer. I usually select me a sim from the ICM tier, from final tables, and then I go right into it. And that's the best way to prepare. Let's hit the trainer and just go through a couple of scenarios. Very difficult, obviously, here with aces. But what else are we 3-bet calling? I mean, we 3-bet folding ace queen off, but it's queens plus. No surprise. We would be flatting jacks and tens pre-flop. Obviously, ace queen, ace jack suited, king queen suited will be flatting here. So let's continue. Multi-way. That's very interesting. We're the big stack. Oh, we would actually be squeezing? No, we would fold. This is actually interesting. Wow. Yeah, as you can see, pretty tight here. I mean, we are quite deep with MP. Cutoff range is pretty tight. So, yeah, it's just even though we have the advantage over cutoff, cutoff's raising range is just too tight. Calling range, you see that we're always going to be very dominated. And you see even 6-5 off is better than queen 5 suited because of its 2 low cards, which our opponents don't have in their range. Ace 4 suited, we fold 9-5 off as a big stack. We defend really, really wide. I would defend 9-7 off for sure. 9-6 off is close. No, 9-6 off is still a fold. You also see we do very little 3-betting here against the big stack. Right? I mean, we are the big stack ourselves, but you can see even kings is mostly flat, which makes a lot of sense. All the other big stacks here now together are kind of incentivized not to play a lot of hands against each other, or like big pots against each other. That's actually really interesting. I mean, ace king off is just a pure flat. You struggle playing post-flop? Well, I got the solution. Friday, December 13th, I'm going to be running a free webinar. I'm going to be sharing some of the secrets you know in order to crush your opponents at playing post-flop. Don't miss it out. It's for free. Sign up links below. I see you there. King queen, king 5 suited, we fold. I would just probably jam some king, maybe king jack suited, king 10, even king queen suited. Interesting. We 4-bet ace jack, ace 10 suited. I would raise fours. King 3 suited. That's gonna be interesting, but I think we open pretty tight here. Not pretty tight, but actually it's quite tight. We're not even opening any ace. What do we do? Another gun raise. 4-bet from the big blind. With aces is interesting. I think we're just gonna jam because we unblock kings. Yeah, you barely want to slow play aces when it's really deep, because since you have 2 aces, it's less likely that your opponent is bluffing. And when it's less likely that your opponent is bluffing, you're less incentivized to slow play. I would fold this. Like, this is super interesting. Like, I don't think people would 3-bet king 3 suited here. I mentioned this already earlier in some of my videos. King jacks, king 10s are very often powerhouses. King jack off. Whew, wow, what a nasty spot here. I guess with all the dead money, we just jam the queens. Oh, it's interesting. Very interesting. Guess we fold here. Yeah. That's super sick, man. Like, jacks and 10s are even so bad in this spot with all the players behind. It's crazy, man. Like, that's some fucked up ranges, man. Like, if I would show people, okay, what is this range? Without, we should blur this out, and then have people guess what is this range. Man, it's really crazy that some of these ICM spots that King 7 suited is better than pocket 10s in this spot. Maybe we call a bit, but also here, what is he 3-betting? I guess it's like off-suited aces mostly. Don't see the point of 3-betting suited aces. Yeah, off-suited aces. King deuce suited is the only suited combo. So here, since here's a bit of an exception with aces, because the range is so weak from big blind with its 3-bets that now even it's less likely that our opponent has an off-suited ace. If he has it, it's just the equity is crushed so much that you don't wanna jam it in. This is interesting. This is basically I'm gonna start with 17 bigs. I should pay a little more attention to this spot now. First, what's our raise first in range? Ace 8 off, ace 9 off. Yeah, we'll probably play pretty similar. And then what's my strategy against cutoff? Jamming, ace queen plus, ace 10 suited plus. So yeah, I'm starting a 17 big blind, so I might be in this scenario. Against button, it's also a little bit of ace jack off and some king 10 suited. Versus small blind, similar. Even ace jack off here. And versus big blind. Here, facing 3-bet. Here I'm slow playing aces, makes sense. Again, big blind range is really terrible. Do I slow play against cutoff? No, I don't slow play at all. Yeah. And versus big blind I have some flats. But again, under the premise that big blind is 3-betting enough. So the dark red, yeah, I think this color coding is a bit unfortunate. We usually have different ones. I think the color coding here is definitely not our usual one because we just rushed it to import it as quickly as possible. So we can do this video. It's literally half an hour before the final table starts, so I can record this and share this with you. So you guys understand and get an idea how I prepare for a big final, or for final tables in general. Yeah, just fold. King 6 off. We cover him a lot, but yeah. Four bet again, no slow playing. So the moment we're facing 3-bets from anything but big blind, we're always fast playing aces. We call a bit of king 10 suited, I think, here. Yeah. Don't need to open sim. Ace jack fold. I could be in this situation. What I'm actually versus UTG2. I do have 4-bet bluffs. That's interesting. I could 4-bet to 13 big blinds. I can then fold. I still have 11 big blinds behind. Wow, I bluff. Okay, that's also... Actually, I should also look into this spot here. I should look into this spot a little closer. Hijack. In general, hijack facing opens versus UTG. No, not facing open. Where's UTG? So I'm playing no shoving strategy. Actually, 10s is a fold here, which makes a lot of sense. So I really have to be sure I'm not overplaying those 10s and 9s. Ace queen suited is a call. It's actually the only real call. Where's UTG1? King 5 suited seems to be a real powerhouse here. So you might wonder, when why is King Queen suited in here? I can imagine that our opponent just has a few more raise folds with Queen X, maybe Queen Jack offs and stuff. So that's why I likes to 3-bet King Jack, King 10 suited more, and just King Queen suited isn't that good here. Because if he faces 3-bet King Jack suited and King Queen, blocks the same amount of value, right? King Queen blocks Ace King, Kings Queens, and Ace Queen. But Ace Queen might not even get it in anymore. Might just call. But, you know, Jacks at least. So like Ace King, Kings, Jacks here as well. So it's like... But the benefit of King Jack is it unblocks the King Queen combos and more Queen X raise folds. He's gonna have more Queen X raise folds than Jack X raise folds. He's not opening Jack 10 off, but he might be opening Queen Jack off. No, he's not, but yeah, just the King Queen offs, Queen Jack suited, Queen 10 suited, right? So there are more, there's only Jack 10 suited. So there's already more raise folds coming from Queen X combos. And that's already enough. We see that here is King Jack suited and Jack 10 suited a little bit. But here's additionally the Queen 10 suited as well, Queen Jack suited. So in ICM it's very sensitive. That sometimes, in case you're wondering, very often makes a little bit of difference. And then against the bigger, I'm starting to, it's also 3-bet off-suited aces. I jam. Okay, 10s, jacks, whatever. If I 3-bet 10s, I call it off, right? So here versus UTG2, yeah, we call it off. We always call it off. Same with ace queen off. We also call it off. All right. Yeah, king 9 here we fold, ace 8 off we call. It could be 3-betting as well. What do we defend here? I would probably fold hands like king 10, queen 10 suited, but I would call like 6-5, 4-5 suited. I would squeeze mostly suited aces and broadways like king jack suited, king 10 suited. Oh, not at all. Wow. Wow, this is so much different in ICM. So we had this earlier. So when we're these like 20-30 big blind stack and we're under the gun versus under the gun, we play like, we even not playing jacks and 10s and 9s and 8s. And when we're squeezing as like 40, 50, 60 big blind stack from the small blind, we want to be looking for like low suited king X hands or suited aces. We're not even playing, wow, we're not even playing king jack suited here. That's insane. I think that's a very good 3-bet here. Ace king, we jam. Like you could argue for calling, but again, there's 22 big blinds in the middle, and just like winning this right away is so huge. Interesting 3-bet here. Very low frequency. Actually, also king 2 suited 3-betting, king 3 suited 3-betting. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Of course no raise. I mean, I thought we had the big stack, but then I saw there 2 bigger stacks in the blinds. Okay, interesting. Forces a fold here. I mean, we only raise into the big blind. I think this is a fine open. I don't think, I mean, if you also look at the 3-bet strategies here for most players, I think it's going to be a lot tighter. Again, probably 3-betting king 5, king 4 suited, but folding king 9 suited. No, we still 3-betting it, but we see that here. That it actually likes those a little bit more over king 8, king 9 because we unblock more raise folds. I would jam higher suited aces. I think we block a bit too much forwards. So like ace 10, yeah, ace 10, ace 6 suited. Interesting that doesn't want to jam king queen or king jack suited. I guess this is more late position, yeah. So I think the pattern here is you want to be shoving king queen, king jack suited when your opponent has loads of ace x 3-bet bluffs. So if let's say cutoff versus small blind, hijack versus button, where your opponent 3-bets a lot of ace x hands, then you want to be shoving king queen, king jack suited. If it's more earlier position where your opponent's bluffing range gets narrower, so he doesn't have that many ace x combos anymore as bluffs, he still has, but a lot less than in the late position scenario, then it becomes more viable to be shoving those suited aces, because now it's more important to block value. Right, I mean, it's only suited combos and it's mostly only 50% of the times. But if I look, let's say, button versus cutoff, you see that here, right? It's all the suited aces plus off-suited aces. And then we see that here now the cutoff actually jams the suited king x hands and not so much more suited ace anymore. I think this is a pattern that a lot of people, like, they just, oh, I have 25 big blinds, a suited ace is so good to jam. No, it's bad. All right, I'm gonna get ready. I hope you guys were able to take some things away and can incorporate into your game when you play those final tables. I think what matters the most is here, obviously you can do this on a day-to-day basis. You don't need to have a final table, but if you have a big final table, big day two, also if you have a big day two, you can also look into some of the near money bubble situations, or in the money final two table situations and practice there. A couple of scenarios, we have that as well. Plus practice a little bit of final table. Even if you don't get that far, it's good practice. You're gonna be prepared. Again, we learned a couple of things today: flatting UTG versus UTG, squeezing from the small blind, and then also when to 4-bet jam a suited ace, when to 4-bet jam king queen, king jack suited. We revisit a couple of fundamentals, solidified all our knowledge. We're going to be playing with a lot more confidence and simply better than the others. If you want to join the winning side of poker, then check out the links below, and you can also prepare like a champ, or you keep depositing. I mean, we need those as well. See you in the next video.